Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm today here with Nils from Cohere. So, first of all, I'll let Nils do the introduction, and then we'll go into a little bit of the RAG world as you know it. So, Nils, over to you.
Cool. Yeah, very happy to be here. I'm Nils, working as VP of AI and search at Cohere. So me and my teams are specializing on how to find the right data. And once you have the right data, feed it to AI system, AI agent, LLMs, RAG applications. And yeah, really deep diving into enterprise data, messy data, a lot of data, complex data, and really how to find the right needle in this messy haystack.
Yeah, I think if you look at what enterprise is doing, and maybe you have heard about that AI evolution curve, chatbots, reasoners,
Yes.
agentic. So everyone is trying to build agents, and we have also heard about agentic RAG. So yesterday I was in your keynote. So yesterday Nils was giving a keynote on knowing what you don't know. So I was more interested in the new models that is coming out from Cohere. On one side you have Embed 4, on the other side you have multimodal, vision language models. So I think Cohere Command A,
Correct.
Vision came out.
Vision came out,
Yeah.
Reasoning came out, Translate came out.
So on that note, I just want Nils to explain, full RAG pipeline using Cohere and why we should use those models, on the ingestion side and on the generation side. So what's your opinion, Nils?
Yeah. So enterprise AI applications typically follow a very similar pattern. So you have on the one side the data sources. So these are like your SharePoints, your Microsoft Teams, your emails, your Excels, where you have like very critical enterprise data in it. And LLMs out of the box don't know your enterprise data. So they are trained on web data, they know about poems, they know about Harry Potter, but they don't know about your internal code bases, your processes, your HR policies, your guidelines, your Q&A, quality assurance processes. And you want to connect these two things. And this is happening in a two-step approach. So first you have like the reasoning approaches. So you have a prompt that comes in, you take a reasoning model that thinks about about the prompt, thinks about like, okay, which information do I need to know? So if I need to review some job application, for example, what do I need to take into account? And then once it's finished the reasoning, it executes a certain set of tools or functions. So saying, hey, I need to connect to my internal wiki, I need to connect to our HR policies, I need to connect to some, developer specification, code bases, documentation, and retrieve relevant information in it. And then once I have all the information, gave that all the information, I can do and generate the output. So it's like very similar how we do it as employees. We get a task from our manager, from our supervisor. Please, can you review the process of the projects? Where are they? What's the status? Is it like a red, yellow, or green status? We think about it, like, okay, what do we need? We reach out to data sources, maybe reaching out to people also, get the information. Once we have the information ready, we compile some report and say, okay, this is the status of the projects. Here, have fun, enjoy the project. And at Cohere, we're building the full stack from reasoning to retrieval to generating the output.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. The whole complete life cycle of, let's say, RAG. But I also heard yesterday you were talking about reinforcement learning, and the whole idea around, accuracy is very important. So I want you to shed some few seconds on, maybe 30 seconds on what exactly you meant and how Cohere is approaching that.
Yeah, in these enterprise AI applications, accuracy is critical. So people really dislike inaccuracies. They call it hallucination. It's undermining their trust. If, for example, if you take the example, hey, give me an updates on the project, and it's missing a critical piece, it's missing that the customer is super unsatisfied, it wrote you an angry email, say, hey, we're canceling the contract unless you deliver it until the end of the week. You lose trust in the solution. And if you don't have a trust in the solution, you will not use it. And so you really need to ensure extremely high accuracy in all the steps. So it starts with the reasoning, really understand what do I need to do to understand what's the status of the projects. then really ensure you get all the right information in, that you don't miss that angry email from the customer. Say, hey, I will cancel the contract unless you can deliver this by Friday. And then make sure that you derive the right conclusions out of that. So really, what does it mean? How do I connect the different pieces, the different information pieces, to then make the right conclusion? And we're used to humans who are specialized on that. So we typically take new hires, we educate them, we train them, we tell them where's the critical information, how do you judge information. So if you maybe have conflicting information, so maybe let's say you have a big customer, one team of the customer is super happy with you, the other part of the customer is unhappy with you. Should it be like a red status? Should it be a green status? Should it be a yellow status?
Indicator,
well, what's the indicator? And so we train employees on that to make the right judgments, to have the understanding, have the context. Maybe they know, that team is always complaining. They never churn, but they're always complaining. It's all good. But AI doesn't have it. So it's kind of like a new joiner, a new employee, first day in, that needs to solve these very difficult tasks. And it's not easy for them. And so the question is like, how do you really ensure them that they can succeed? So how can you ensure that a new joiner, new employee on the first day still succeeds? And maybe what's the training you need to do? Like employee training, how do you do it with AI? How do you train AI?
I think
to still succeed.
It's a very important point that you are touching. I was just giving a talk on, and I was mentioning the MIT report that came out, 95% of the pilots fail. And one thing mentioned was skill gap, talent gap. And I think AI awareness and maturity and whatever you want to call it, I think every level of employee, not just CXOs or the juniors, have to have certain kind of awareness about AI and the tools and LLMs and whatnot. So that is the first bit of very critical parameter that leads to failures. Just want to bring back to something that I am interested in and working on, Cohere Embed 4 model. So I just want you to talk about the multimodal embedding and why that is very important and the use case that you are seeing for that. Why you guys came up with the multimodal embedding? So
Embed 4 is our native multimodality embedding model, meaning you can include text and images in an interleaved manner into the model up to like 128K tokens, and you're getting a joint representation out of it. And the main thing we did it is because we live in a multi-modal environment. One big use case has been like e-commerce, that in e-commerce, most search system in e-commerce work on the text domain. So they look at the product title, but the user, what they see is the image. And it's also like the first they see. And then they really complain about like the search quality, say, hey, I'm entering like blue jeans and it's showing me like a black jeans. Say like, why do I get like these bad search results? It's like, because your title just say jeans or jeans by John Black or John Blue. And so we try to move like the retriever closer to the human perception. The other is like in PDFs. So PDFs, RAG application on PDF is very, very common. We have a lot of customers in manufacturing. And then in manufacturing, you have like these very complex diagrams. So I don't know, how do you fix a Boeing 747? And you have like a nice diagram with like all the pieces.
You're touching a very big point here, that the use cases, the industries that it can go, any